rivers run deep as we cast out our lines. Fish in the waters where the North Star shines. Got the warmth of the sun with the chill of the night. With every shot fired, we're ready to fight for the freedom we cherish. The second is true. With family beside us, we stand through and through. Guns in the 701. That's how we roll. Faith in the good Lord. That's how we hold the line of the legacy that runs through our veins in this wild, wild land where the spirit remains. We're living free, living bold, side by side, with God on our plate and our hearts open wide. In a world that's spinning with sins that they wield, we stick to our values. Our fate is revealed with the word as our guide. We tread on the earth, a community built from the love, not the curse. Raising our voices, singing loud through the night. For God and our freedom, we'll continue the fight. Let the rifles ring out, let the spirits align. In North Dakota's embrace, our souls intertwine. So when you hear the gunshots and feel that proud sound, know it's faith and freedom that echoes around. From the fields of the ranch to the depths of the lake, with God on our side, there's nothing at stake. Guns in the 71, forever we'll stand in the heart of our faith in this great free
All right, welcome everybody. Episode 183, Guns in the 701 here on an April 28th, and we have a treat for everybody tonight. So go ahead and share this with everybody. Hit your GAT701 subscribe. That's been working real well for us as well, and we picked up some new sponsors. We got a great show, roundtable discussion with the whole team. So let's bring them all in here right now. We got Vance Bishop, Sunday Sportsman's Devotion. We got David Feddick. He's going to be at 701 Marksman. Another great show. And, of course, the infamous Leon Francis with Blackbeard Logic. How we all doing, guys?
Doing good. How you guys?
We are
Good.
here.
Cold country.
Man,
So,
I got a huge head because I filled in for Vance Bishop. So my head, like when I come in the door, I have to go sideways, man.
You're
You know, I
clearly on
caught
the
that
last snap.
replay. I caught the replay, man. You did a good job. You really did. You know, your guys' styles are both different with the same message, kind of like Real World, right? We all love Christ. We all,
That's right.
you know, we all bow down to God, and we might have a different delivery, but I hope that we're all on the same. We're all
That's
playing
right.
from the same book. I hope.
Yeah, and I appreciate you filling in. We had a great excuse for being out. Our youngest son got married, and it was a great wedding, great weekend. Had a good time.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Let me know, everybody, if X is, I can't tell from here, and I'm not going to go hop on. So if X is working, if it's not working, share it. I noticed that I am not able to anymore share in the message groups from my phone like I used to do it. And I'm sick of all this stuff. So as far as bowing down, jumping through loops and stuff on text. So when they shut something off for me, yeah, whatever, I'm done. So that's just how that's going to work. David is actually on the road. Oh, I see you, Blackbeard. I see you're on there, Leon. So good.
Yep.
Just share it with. here's the deal. They are restricting us now on X. I can see it. It doesn't pop up like it used to. So I don't know what's going on there. But just I encourage all of you on X, share it in your message groups, because then that just blows up, which is pretty cool to see. We just don't get to see it in our counter right here live. So, all right. So before we get started, who wants to do a Second Amendment? Or do you want me to do it?
You do it.
All right, I can do it.
You're the man for that job.
A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And that's becoming more and more prevalent, it seems like, every day. I mean, I'm telling you, the things I see pop up in, bearing arms and truth and guns and all these things I follow. I'm telling you, everybody, if you're not in this fight, you're late to the game, very late to the game. Right. Get involved. I don't care what your little personal problems are with groups like the NRA or the Second Amendment Foundation, even Join Gun Owners of America. They're all fighting on the same team. And the other side don't quit. And they are well funded 100 times over. Yeah. It's amazing the victories we make. It truly is. So join the fight. Join the fight. Join the fight. Don't come to me when they're going, hi, we're from the FBI or the CIA, name your alphabet agency, and now we're going to enforce gun control on you. It's a little late by that time. It's
more important every day that we practice our rights. So many people sit out there and holler, I know my rights, but are you practicing them? Are you applying them?
Right.
And
it's just like,
we've got to go out and buy guns, buy ammo. People, when they hear about my guns and ammo and stuff, oh, you must be a prepper. No, I'm not a prepper. I am prepared. But I'm not a prepper. Not long ago, and I'm blessed to have a wife who is in the same mindset as we are. And she asked me one time, she said, honey, do we have enough ammo? I said, hey, there's never a time in life when you're going to ask me, do we have enough ammo? And I say yes. Yeah. We never have enough ammo.
I'll tell you what, guys, before we go too far though down this, because we can do this all night. I want to ask Vance if he wants to do it. I always open the show with a prayer, and I'd be honored if you'd do it tonight.
Yeah, I sure will. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to gather in your name in this yet still wonderful country. Lord, we just pray that for guidance and direction in our representatives in D.C., from local government all the way up to federal. And Lord, we just pray for our troops and pray for safety, peace, and protection over them, Lord. Lord, we pray that you bless this fellowship tonight and bless this conversation. And Lord, we just pray that we glorify you in all that we do. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 So I guess, I don't know. I know I wanted to touch on this, but I guess let's just start there. So Saturday, we once again saw a crazy liberal. It's bad enough that the guy wanted to kill our president. It's bad enough that he ran right through a security check. I know President Trump was praising the Secret Service. I think those within that ballroom, yes, they were right on it. But seriously, the checkpoint's there. Who was watching who's back? This guy just comes storming, and I get that. But I don't know. I've done security back in my day when I was in college. If someone made it through us, it's because they run us over, not because I was dilly-dallying around. I think that was a failure. If you got the president of the United States, who's they've already tried to assassinate him a couple times, wouldn't you think they'd have had a little bit bigger perimeter? I was watching Real America's Voice, and some of the people who were actually attending that said, I don't understand this. I just showed my little flimsy ticket, and I got to roam as I wanted to right near the ballroom. I don't know. I went to a Trump rally in Rapid City when he was running. There wasn't going to be anybody getting in there. So I don't know. I'll put it out there. I think this is coming from one side of the aisle. I do think Secret Service had a failure again, and maybe it's because the standards, they've been lowered so far. Everybody gets in, good. Everybody gets an award, right? But I don't know. Am I wrong? Who wants to jump in on that?
I think, if we take guns away from Democrats, everybody will be safe, because if you look at the track record of people shooting people up, it's not us. I mean, with as many guns as we have and ammo that's in this country owned by hunting Republicans, if we were the problem, you'd know it by now.
I made that exact same point, like right after. Like, so the fact of the matter is, this is the fourth attempt on Trump's
Yes.
life. The people are saying three, but no, we forget about the guy that had the gas can and the shotgun
That's right.
at the White House. So,
Yep.
but
4.
with this thing, and if it like, I made this point on my social media, which is being heavily censored. I don't know if you guys saw it. Like every other day, I'm getting something, and like normally I'll have like 600 views on something. I got like 30 on my last one, and I'm like, okay, come on now. But anyway, that being said, like the way they have it set up, and I listened to a couple of podcasts today. Um, the fact of the matter is, inside the ballroom, there was Secret Service intermingled with all of the tables, so they had it covered there. The folks that were outside, from what I could understand today, they were not like the senior level, the guys with actual operations under their belt. They were more of the junior folks trying to climb up the ladder. So that's why you saw a lot of them just kind of, lackadaisically standing around and all of that. I mean, and we, again, the guy was caught. So I think a lot of us are going, oh my God, he ran through, but he was stopped. So sometimes you got to take everything with a grain of salt. They need to go back and do the hot wash that they normally do when they do these type of operations and that sort of thing. Parse out what worked, what did not, and go from there. I wouldn't kick the Secret Service right now, because they stopped the guy. Nobody, including him, no one got shot. I mean, no one got killed anyway. So I took that as a win.
I'll let David jump in here.
I've seen some videos of the whole deal. I better put my Guns and 701 hat on. I can't be the oddball here. I've seen some videos on the whole ordeal, and the one thing I gotta say is that dude probably had an NFL grade linebacker track time. That dude was hauling the mail, and I gotta say the dude that appeared to have shot him in the back, he was pretty quick. I mean,
he was.
I mean, who would have thought that they would have got bum rushed like that? I mean, obviously you got to prepare for anything, but the idea of it is, look at that. The response was still good, although it had a hole in it.
Yeah.
I think it had a big hole. I don't want the B team. I don't want the junior team. We got to have the top team. It is the president who's already had 3 attempts on his life. To me, I'd be firing people, but you know how I am with firing people. I know Vance does, and probably the rest. I don't hesitate to fire someone if they fail at their job. Screw up once, do it twice, bye-bye. I'm probably hard to work for, but you know what? Generally, the things I run, they work.
Yeah.
It's because I get rid of incompetent people.
Yep,
well, they were doing a sizable amount of jaw jacking. Like if you watch that video, I mean, my God.
Yes, they were. That's what I was getting at. Dilly-dallying around.
Yeah. Gum bumping is what we used to call it back in the day. But and I want to make like you said, he made some really good time through there. But I was looking at that dude's arms, like when they had him chicken wing arms. That there is a sickness there. Like this is a beta male. Like I saw some pictures of him back, I guess, a couple of years ago, maybe 5-10 years ago, and he looked like an up and comer. But then he got indoctrinated. He was like the teacher of the month, and then he started like the chat rooms he was involved in, and then all of the social media, and then the media in general. When you have people calling Trump a pedophile, and he's eating babies in the White House, and he's slapping puppies and kicking grannies, and that's 24 hours a day, like nonstop. Yeah. He's literally Hitler. He's literally taking women's health care. He's literally in their wombs. He's literally this and literally that. What do you expect when you have Jimmy Kimmel saying
that
the
guy.
vile and stupid things that he says. When you have turn on the View. Just turn on the View if you are a glutton for pain. Turn on the View and just check out what's going. This is what our American brothers and sisters. This is what they're ingesting all day long, 24 hours a day. It is. What are you laughing at, Dave?
I'm just thinking how we just put like $1.50 in you.
But it's the truth. It is. It's a 24-hour cycle. We know that's all left-wing media, plain and simple. I don't even really call it left-wing anymore. They're just getting crazier and crazier. But we got some comments here. Dan says, they're working with no pay right now. True, but they chose that profession knowing that government shut down. You know that if you go there. It's that
what's
simple.
that about? Can we talk about that a little bit? I mean,
well, we can, but let's go to the comments quick. Okay, Leon. Tom, hey Tom, good evening. By the way, I do try to not cuss on here, but if it slips, it's okay. So, Lynette wants to know, so did they shoot him and then tackle him? I'm unclear on that. I know that shots were fired. If they hit him, I don't know. The only one I know that was hit was one of the Secret Service agents that was wearing the bulletproof vest. That's what was reported. Kelly says, yeah, they had their back to the entrance. I noticed that too, Kelly. I noticed that as well, and I'm sitting there going, my goodness. You guys get paid to throw your bodies in front of the president. That is their job. Let's just face it. If you're a Secret Service man on a detail, your job is to stand in the way of the bullet, right? That's their job. Yeah. And I don't know if any of them could have done that. Dad says, Leon, one thing is he's living all in their heads. He's living rent-free. There's no doubt about that.
For how long now? I mean, they've been throwing darts at this guy since he first said, hey, I'm going to run for president, and nothing has stuck.
10 years. Over 10
darts
years.
And bullets.
Yeah, I threw in the uploads. I threw a compilation. I think it was media. I forget the MRC that they threw together a compilation of all of the news anchors and all of the late night and all just saying basically the same thing. Trump is Hitler, this and that. And when you indoctrinate, and especially the young. When you indoctrinate them with that steady stream of he is literally Hitler, what do you expect's going to happen? I mean, what do you expect? Would you go back in time and kill baby Hitler? That's the question right there. We are indoctrinating these young people, and they are nuts. You would be shocked at the people I talk to who believe that Trump has done all these horrible things. And I'm like, no, like some of it is just insane.
Yes,
but they believe this.
Why don't you jump in there, Dave?
I was just thinking along the lines of what happened to Jimmy Kimmel when him and Adam Carolla were talking about, drinking and dick jokes and juggies jumping on trampolines. Hey, what the hell happened to Jimmy Kimmel? He went from being like a man's man kind of guy to, oh, Christ's sakes.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, the Mad Show, love it or not, it was kind of the epitome, I guess, of a man's man, wasn't it? You drink some beer and you look at nice-looking women.
Your wife must be right off camera, right, Clay?
Mine?
Yeah, you're couching that.
No. I'm telling you right now, I used to record it when it was on, and then I'd watch it, and she just went like, oh. You're talking that was 20-some years ago, when you think about it. I was on the comedy channel.
My wife bought me the box set of the Man Show for a Christmas gift one year. And she can comment in. I know she's here. She said she can see me. I can't answer back because I click out and I disappear.
So now you think about it, and you got Jimmy Kimmel went far left wacko, and Adam Carolla. If you watch some of his stuff on the guy is I put him in that libertarian class. Yeah, but he's definitely not a liberal.
Yeah. No.
Oh, he's 100. He's down like 4 flats, man. And I was watching Meyer, the comedian. He's a left-wing mayor. I don't think of his. He's a left-wing comedian. I don't think of it
right now, man.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to blank on that one.
But okay. The pertinent part of this, his name's not really it. Bill Maher. That's him.
Oh, Bill Maher. Okay, yeah.
Bill Maher.
Paul, real time.
But
hey,
he was
Jamie. Hey, Paul.
he was talking with some other liberal comedian, and they were talking about like the whole trans thing and the kids and all of that stuff. And then Bill Maher made this point. He told his friend, "No, you're wrong, dude. You're absolutely wrong. That's why we both voted for the same person, and that person lost because of you. Because you guys are basically bat crap crazy." And he is 100% correct on that. And that's where we are now in this country. The and I've had conversations with the Republicans who are like, "Are we going to win in the midterms?" and blah blah blah. And I'm like, if we don't, we've literally lost to the mental institution. That's the only way we can lose right now because they're crazy.
Right now, I've only met a couple of people that I know voted for Trump. Now they were always on the bubble anyway, but they did vote for him because even they thought that Harris was going to be a disaster. And right now they said, well, I'm going to vote Republican again because we can't afford to have the Congress tied up in impeachment the next 2.5 years. We can't afford to have them pass crazy things. And then it'd be bad enough to lose the House. I mean, these are people that I would call left of center. And they're going to vote Republican because they know that their party has left them. Now, not everybody thinks that way in that camp.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's going to go, Leon. I don't know. If it's the first time that I won't make a call on it because I don't know. When I look at how the map breaks down and who's up, it's going to be interesting. Now, this redistricting thing that happened in Virginia, that's going to be different. That's going to completely affect it. But I think Florida is going to respond in kind, and that's going to cancel out them 5 seats. This is insane what's happening, and everybody's trying now to draw lines, do things, and make it to their favor to cheat rather than just have an election. And I kind of always thought that states should be like the Electoral College, honestly. And I've thrown that out before going, Electoral College then that's how the least populated areas still have the same voting power as they should. And I've always thought that would be a great way to even hold our state elections, but that falls pretty flat on a lot of people's ears on both sides. Go ahead, guys.
You know what makes me nervous about it is I seen a video today on Facebook, and I didn't look anything into it. It's just kind of a baseless comment here at the point, but the guy was making a video basically saying that how some federal court circuit said that you can't sue a postmaster or mail carrier for not delivering your mail, and there's no legal retribution to it. So what happens to all these people like Clay yourself? You do a mail-in ballot.
Mm-hmm.
They know damn well how you're going to vote. Does your vote actually make it to the count, or do they ditch it?
So good question, and I can tell you that I have tried to track my vote into Sioux County afterwards. Like they don't seem to be able to produce it. Isn't that interesting? They're supposed to be able to do that.
But doesn't that deprive you of a constitutionally guaranteed right of redress of grievances? Because
Absolutely.
that is the government. So now I don't understand the ruling.
Oh, you're talking about the districting?
No.
Or are you talking about the mail?
Yeah.
So the state legislature here, I forget which session it was. They're the ones that said you only have to have one polling place open in each area to vote, each precinct essentially. Well, we're an at-large down here in Sioux County. So we used to have, in fact, our place used to be it, and it swapped out either general primary with another place to a little bit farther west. It was great to have that. If I want to go mail or go vote in person, I got to travel 119 miles to Fort Yates. And I have no way of tracking it. Yeah, I think it's wrong. I think it's unconstitutional. But luckily, it's kind of a very small area, so I can look at the numbers being returned and reported, and I know that in our area, I can about tell you how them votes when I see them, who voted how, and I know how many people live right here, so I know that our vote got there. But I can't follow it through their process. I just know the people. Isn't that crazy?
Clay, if I were you, this is what I would do. I would file a complaint. I would do it in blackface, and I would tell them that I am a black lesbian and I am being disenfranchised. That's what I would do. And then you would have people knocking down your door to redress district and put polling places right in your front yard. And you got to make sure that blackface is on good, because if that ever slips, you're done.
You know, being I'm in the res, maybe I should just get a little tanner and get a headdress.
Identify as black trans, man. They'll be knocking your door down.
So,
Yeah.
I really want the legislature to say, no, you guys will open up a polling place within so many miles of voters. That's how it should be. To me, that's a fundamental right, your right to vote. We don't skimp on that. Cut some welfare programs. You know, that is not constitutionally mandated. Voting is. So to me, that is not where we cut the budget, and we shouldn't cut the budget in closing polling stations. It's just insane. And I don't trust the U.S. Post Office. I don't like the fact, and it used to be called an absentee ballot in our area, but now it says it right on there, mail-in ballot. And now I see the Secretary of State sent us some propaganda on the constitutional measure. We can talk about that too. That's insane too. I've never seen the Secretary of State do that till this time. So, yeah.
I kind of wondered why he did that, because was it a late notice thing, or what is that?
I don't know.
That's a bull, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. You're right.
You know,
I'll tell you what. So before we go on that, let's get one profit center timeout in there, as Rush used to say, and we'll come back. How about that, guys? And by the way, thanks to Crappie Creek Feeds, brand new sponsor of Guns of the 701, and we'll pay them some adage here later on in the show. So stick with us. We're going to play a quick timeout, thanks some sponsors, and pay some bills. We'll be right back.
LAUER Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota. Give them a call at 701-258-6308. The team of mechanics at LAUER Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with LAUER, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. LAUER Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at LAUER Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701, and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's LAUER Auto Repair, 701-258-6308. 701-258-6308. Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
When you want it done right, go where lemons go. Kalon's Auto Service, owned and operated by Kalon and Misty Foss, lifelong locals with over 25 years experience. From modern rides to classic restorations, they can handle it all. Top quality work, fair price, and honest hometown values. Located just one block south of Highway 12 on 6th Avenue West in Lemmon. Kalon's Auto Service, serving you with all your auto repair needs.
All right, we are back again. Thanks to our brand new sponsor. I'm just going to go ahead and give him a quick plug right here, and he's doing on the top tier levels. So thanks to Crappie Creek Feed. I don't have anything yet because this just happened. Jason and Megan Home, 21278 139th Street, Glad Valley, South Dakota. You can get a hold of him at 605-850-3998. That's for all of our podcasters, 605-853-3998. I'm telling you, I started here about a year doing business with him and using a lot of his supplements for my livestock. We introduced some brand new mag barrels within 48 hours. I had 90 head in that pen of pairs. That barrel is gone. That comes out to, for those of you who are ranching, about 3/4 to a pound per head. So that's what we want. That's what you want them to have, and they're getting everything they need: the copper, the sulfate, the magnesium from Grat-Tet. Yeah, I'm telling you what, Go check it out. Talk to him. His pricing especially beats the big box store there in Lemmon, South Dakota with the big towers. So don't do business with somebody you don't know. It's way off. Do business with a local guy like Jason and Megan right there at Crappie Creek Feeds in Glad Valley. All right. Go for it, guys. Take it.
Well, we're talking about the ballot here. This is more Leon's wheelhouse. Representative from the Fargo area passed away. The ballots are printed. So how many low information, no information voters are still going to vote for somebody that, isn't with us anymore?
A third. She was a Democrat. I guarantee, man. she's going to have a ton of people. And there's nothing they can do about it now because the ballots have already been sent out for the absentee and all that. So, and it's a sad deal. I mean, I made light of it, but it's a sad deal. Anytime it was a plane crash in Minnesota, and so folks know that story. Sad deal all the way around. But I guarantee you, there's going to be, well, probably not a third. I'll say 20% of the low-end voter will cast that ballot. Oh, because they're only voting. They're looking for the D. They're not looking at the name. They're looking for the D. That's it.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, knock it off. You stop that right now.
So many people vote against Trump. They're not voting for someone they believe in on the other side. They're voting against Trump. No matter who the player is, they're going to vote for him as long as it's not Trump. It can be way, way worse than Trump in any area, but they're going to vote for him because it's not him.
Oh, true. Very true. Now, Leon, we had a situation like this, remember, in 2020, District 8. We had Dave Andal and Dave Nearing that were running. Andal died. I believe that was in the general election. He died before the general election. Ballots had already been printed. They had already been mailed out for absentees. We know the story. So in that situation, they had to appoint someone. I believe they both won. They voted for both of them. They voted for a dead guy, which left an empty seat. Dump Doug Burgum, he went ahead and appointed one of his boys. The District 8 said, this is our deal, and they followed exactly what Century Code had said. Another thing that I've talked about, I can't believe how much the state legislature is involved in these private, nonprofit organizational districts of the NDGOP, because that's what they are. Everyone forgets these are not government entities. Yep. These are nonprofit private organizations. What in the world is the legislature being that involved in? But that's a whole nother story. And eventually, if I remember right, I can't remember who actually. I think it was the Jeff Delzer. Was that the previous guy? He's the guy that ended up being appointed then by them, and then the North Dakota Supreme Court said yes, that is the correct way to do it, and Governor Burgum had no right to do it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here, especially being a Democrat. If they vote for her, and it goes on to the general, are they going to? Do they run the same name, or are the Democrats going to be allowed then to put somebody in themselves? Because I don't think North Dakota's really faced that, not since I've been involved, but maybe they have. If someone knows, let us know.
I might have John Trandom on.
There you go.
A friend of mine. You know what? I'm going to reach out to John, and Friday I'm going to pose that exact scenario to him and see what he thinks about it.
That'd be great. Now John would know. John's pretty versed in that. Dan says, Vance, yes. And the media and the colleagues are to blame. This is a change for any hope for change. Very true. Very true.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I have so tomorrow I'm going to be on Dakota Mornings, I think it is. No, Open Range. That's what it is. And there's a ton of questions. Yeah.
Ask Gary. Gary may know that.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Gary would be great. He has a lot of knowledge. I mean, Gary's been around politics for a long time.
I'm better friends with, I have a texting, relationship with John. I don't have it. Gary's a little bit up there. He's out of my pay grade, man. I'm down here.
Gary's a good guy. Yeah, you and I will talk sometime. I'll tell you how I know Gary later.
But
he has a wealth of knowledge. I'll just say that.
Yeah, 100%. I believe that. I've spoken to the man myself out there when he had the big barn when we used to have events out there. So this was 15 years ago, maybe. Like
Yeah.
this has been a while, but a couple of years ago. Yeah, that's who we were talking about. I think, Dan. But the colleges, the thing we're going to talk about tomorrow is there any way to get this country back? Just the center, actually. And it's a tough question. It's a very tough question because there's so much that has gone wrong and we've allowed to go wrong. Like, you'd have to, the colleges, good start, but I don't think that's where it's at. They took out our guy, Charlie Kirk, who was influential and instrumental in that arena. So we got to find some more folks like that, like Charlie, and those are big shoes to fill. If we're talking about the collegiate aspect of it, but then you got the judges, and then we got all these, and then we got the you got to vote for the rhino because you don't want the Democrats to. I mean,
it's the same scare tactic, ain't it?
This is a heavy lift, man. So we need folks like, people don't like Trump, and I get it. He comes the way he comes off and that sort of thing. But you need that type of leadership at the top to show the folks at the bottom what is possible. You need that bull in the china shop, and we don't have those type of politicians right now. We just don't. I mean, look at North Dakota right now. But I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna do with the whole election thing, but I'm looking at my choices.
Well,
what are we doing?
It's just like me. So obviously, if you look behind me, I've made my decision as far as our U.S. House of Representatives. I know Alex well. I've had him on the show. He's ran once before. He is the endorsed candidate. And I want to remind, so I got District 31 going on here. We got 3 candidates not endorsed. We got 3 candidates endorsed. Don Scheibele and Jim Schmidt. You know what? You boys had your chances. Jim, you were defeated. Don't forget that. You were kicked out by a newcomer who was 18 years old. So don't get on the radio and tell us about your great experience. People didn't like it. And now they're the endorsed, and they're running as endorsed candidates while not showing up at the North Dakota convention. So is the endorsed candidate great, or is it not? For them, they say it's great when they run that way, but yet they're not going to go and get behind the endorsed candidate for the U.S. House. They're going to go ahead with the established Barbie doll Bearhead. So I don't know. You tell me. What do you think, Dave, on that one?
I think it's a crock of crap. I think I can't say a majority of our incumbents are. Don has done a great job alienating
everybody.
Everybody. I can't even say the grassroots. Everybody in general.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm certainly not voting for Don. I guarantee that. Karen's been good.
Grassroots now. Somebody explain to me what the grassroots are. I remember being there with Scott Hannon. I think it was like 2015, and my time is crazy. But Tea Party, like, we were up to our elbows in the whole Tea Party thing. Grassroots. I'm in his book, Grassroots. It's Scott Hannon, Grassroots. Would you guys consider him
not
grassroots?
Anymore?
Today? No.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't know him back then.
And like, I consider someone like Gary a grassroots guy from way back, because I met him during the Tea Party era, and I have kind of followed him, and I consider someone like that grassroots. What we're witnessing now is what I saw happening back then. There is a co-opting of the Tea Party movement, a co-opting of what is grassroots, because that's what sells now. Like, these outsiders running outside. The entire thing is crazy to me.
Well, you just kind of hit on something, Leon. So grassroots took place. Yes, it took hold in the Tea Party era, right? And it's what delivered the House at that time. Remember? First time the House was actually retained and grew in a midterm in the middle of a presidential's 4-year term, right? And we know why. We've seen a ton of things going on. It was at 2008-ish, somewhere in there.
Yep.
And the other side watches. They adapt, okay? The quote rhinos, which is a Republican name only, and that's an encompassing term now too, because it gets thrown around. But we all know what the intent was when it came out. But the establishment, the rhino, the whatever you want to call them. I call them squishy Republicans. They don't follow the platform. Let's just face it. They are not Republicans. They might not even be Democrats. I don't know what they are. But they sit and watch. You know, put their finger in the air, look at which way is that wind blowing, and they adapt. And they seen that term grassroots took hold, didn't it? So they started running as grassroots. Some of them called themselves underdogs. Today, it's patriot. Okay? That happened under the MAGA movement. Some people either call themselves MAGA, but if they don't want to be associated, I'm the patriot, or I'm a patriot grassroots. I'll listen to you. I mean, I hear these ads by Jim and this Remington guy and Shyboy talking about agriculture. Well, Don, you haven't touched grass, turned a bale of hay, or ran cows, or farmed in I don't know how many years you've been retired. Jim, really? You call yourself an ag man? Yeah, let's sit down and see who's more involved, you or me, because I guarantee I win that all day, every day. You are not ag. You don't know crap about it. You know how to get into the legislature and talk about it and try to bring money home, which is not helping ag, by the way. Don't subsidize it. That isn't what solves it. So that's what I'm getting at. These guys use terminology that seems to sell, and we have the dumbest voting block I think I've ever seen as a whole. I
had an amazing chia pet back in the day. Does that mean I'm qualified for agriculture?
There you go. You're growing a crop.
Politicians today, it's all marketing with, like you said, grassroots, patriot, and all the terms they use to sell themselves. It's marketing. Grass-fed beef. It's a big term in the ag world. Name me a stinking cow that don't eat grass.
They all eat it.
All beef is grass-fed. You can market that all day long. Grass-fed beef. It makes it sound healthier, makes it sound hippie. It sells a bunch of beef.
Oh, Sonny, I got $300 worth of grass-fed beef in my freezer, man. Don't tell me that.
Man, you got ranchers right here and all over our viewership. All beef is grass-fed. How it's finished is what makes the difference.
That's the
marketing.
It's either grass-fed all summer long, and then they have them calves, right? Those calves, they eat grass while they're out there too, and they're sucking milk, so they're drinking milk. Oh, they're dairy. Better get rid of them. And then it's when they're finished. Are they finished on corn? Are they finished on oats? Are they finished on whatever ration you're putting out there? And then supplements, whatever that might be. Everyone's a little bit different. And then you've got the guys that finish them on grass. Now, you can do that. It takes longer. It just does. That's simple fact. You're probably not going to have the same marbling. It definitely has a different taste. I'm not a fan of it. If you like it, great. I don't care. I like my beef finished on grain. I want that marbling and I want that flavor. And I know how to do it. And I love it. I mean, I eat my own beef. I don't understand guys who raise cattle and don't eat their own beef. Are you nuts?
And that's your product. That red Gelby y'all raise is some fine beef.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
Yes,
I can use some of that.
And like, is it Brian here? Certified Angus. Another great marketing ploy through the years.
Brilliant.
Certified Angus. Brilliant. Angus ain't no better than that red Gelby you raise, Clay, is much better than any Angus I ever ate. It's
Brian's out here, certified Angus. I can tell you right now, I'll put my stakes up against any certified Angus out there. I've got my new experiment. I'm going to have my first calves out of our Piedmontese. That's that very tender. Now, I'm not going to call them that, but I'm going to have that influence on them. I want to see just how tender they are. You got to remember, it's a double-muscled animal, which is on them Gelbys is going to bring more beef into that hind quarter. I love this idea, and the calves look good. These calves look stocky, and it's because of that particular bull. Now let's see if that statin gene transfers them Gelbys at least at 50% and makes it tender, because I don't know. This is my experiment, my 3 to 4 year long experiment, guys, because I got them as little babies. Danelle raised them on the bottles, and now they're in the herd. So it takes a while.
I just want to say that I walked in here pretty confident. I had an IQ right around like a Ben Shapiro, and now I feel more like a Ilhan Omar. World War 11. We need to get back to something I actually know something
But you
about.
know something about?
When it
I
comes
didn't know
to
we were
talking
going to go
about
down
finishing,
this rabbit hole, but it's okay.
No,
when it
Hey,
comes
it's
to
a round
finishing
table.
beef,
It's an open discussion. We can talk about cows and politics. Cows, Democrats.
Well, here, I'll throw this out here. Dan says, hey, Ron Paul ignited the grassroots movement. Then it got hijacked in 2012. So there you go. I'll let you go off on that
Perfect.
one. Yeah.
same thing with the Tea Party. Same thing with the Tea Party. And I wasn't I admired the guy, but I'm a conservative, so I wasn't a Ron Paul guy, but I understand him now. I'm like, good God, I wish that guy would run. But I don't know. Sometimes one of the questions, and I'm not going to get way into the weeds, is I'm an originalist. When we're talking about the SCOTUS, the Supreme Court,
Mm-hmm.
I'm an originalist. But one of the things we're going to be talking about is whether or not we need to, you remember what happened with Ginsburg?
Yes.
People think that she stayed in too long, and that gave Trump this whole thing. So, do we need to have a couple of our guys retire now, so Trump can appoint some folks in and play that long game? Now, the people I've spoken to about this that I trust that are dyed in the wool conservatives, we're not on the same page because I'm an originalist. I believe in certain things, and I'm not going to ruin it. I can just hear Perry and Gary going, "Is he going to give it all off?" No, I'm not going to do that. But the fact of the matter is, we've gotten so far off the beaten track.
We have strayed from this document so far.
100%.
I mean, our founders are probably going, "What are you guys doing?"
Our country right now is more bound up with laws and restrictions than the countries that our forefathers fled from.
Yep.
Yes,
That's
they
right.
are. Mm-hmm. And if you don't know what the first 10 amendments are, just the first 10, go read them for a change. I can't tell you how many times I meet people. Well, I'm about my rights. Okay, tell me what they are. Huh?
Yeah.
Well, I make it easy. Okay, just tell me what the first 10 amendments are. Well, I don't have them memorized. I said, no, the title of them. What are the first 10 amendments? Some can get it. A lot don't. It's very disappointing.
95% of the folks that I come in contact with would have absolute. And granted, the guys I come in contact with are IT guys, so they're nerds. I asked them about a lightsaber. They can go all in. They got no idea.
Star Wars!
Yeah, Star Wars. Return of the
I like Star Wars.
I do too.
They screwed that up when Disney got a hold of it and bought the rights. Now I don't. The new ones suck. Just plain and simple. But JB says, yes, pressure at least 2 of the current SCOTUS judges. So I think Alito is going to do it. I think he's waiting for the term to end. What is that, the end of June? Is that when the term ends? And I think you may see him do it. Now, here's something to ponder as well, because I helped elect this commie guy, Thune, back in South Dakota. I wouldn't walk across the street to even talk to him anymore. So think about this. Alito picks the perfect timing to retire. And Congress then gavels out. You know what that means, right? Recess appointment.
Is he going to do it?
Well, he did because you've seen what Thune did here just before Christmas, right? Mm-hmm. They didn't gavel out.
Yep.
They stayed in session. Really, Thune? Because he was a never Trumper. I keep reminding people, guys. He was out there talking about how Trump would be a horrible president again. Thune is not our friend. I don't know what happened to him. When he was in the House of Representatives in South Dakota, he was a good guy. He really was. Then he went to the Senate. We lost the first election. I was helping on that one. That's a whole other story. The second election, we threw out the sitting majority leader, Tom Daschle, for the Democrats and took control of the U.S. Senate eventually. He's a different man now. What happens to these guys as senators? I've seen good guys go in there that are really actually pretty conservative, and when they come out, you don't even know who they are anymore. That Senate does something to people, and I can't understand it.
It's the Washington miasma. That's what it is. Jamie said something, and that's what he said about the SCOTUS question is the majority of the folks that I've talked to. I'm not in that camp though. So you guys got to watch Open Range because I'm not in that camp.
I would like to see Alito to a point. I don't think Thomas will do it, and I don't want Thomas to retire. I think he's got a lot of years left. Still, the guy he's in the shadow of Scalia. Now, the problem with Alito is I haven't been impressed with Trump's other nomination. They're better than it would have been under a Biden or a Democrat. But let's face it, that is not a 6-3 court. It's a 5-4 at best, and a lot of times it's 5-4 the wrong way. We've seen Roberts go.
They're too middle of the road. They're too.
Well, I never did like Roberts. I knew his record too.
Yeah.
All you got to do is read these guys' decisions as judges before, and you know where they are. And that woman, Comey, is that her name? Comey. That was not. She should have never, ever, ever been nominated.
They told us that. They sold that hard. The big family, it was multiracial. It was
a Hallmark advertisement there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I fell so hard for that. I can't believe it. Like that's one of those things that you wake up in the morning and you just kind of tiptoe out with your clothes, close the door a little bit. That was me. So I was all in on that, Jamie.
You know how your IT guys, you say, they're nerds. They love lightsabers, things. I'm a law nerd. Ask Vance. I went and read all her decisions I could get a hold of, and I was like, no, this woman is not constitutional. She's going to sell us down the road. And I was out there, didn't have a show then, and I was right.
Yeah, we talked about it when they were going through all this, and Clay was calling it out from the beginning.
Yeah, I said she is going to sell us out. She's a commie. She doesn't know the Constitution. She's better than Cajun Jackson, that crazy woman. But I mean,
now what I find hilarious about Clay's knowledge in Constitution and law and everything now, and how conservative he is that he is responsible for Thune and Clinton.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for reminding me of that crap. I voted for Clinton the first time. I corrected that mistake and voted for Dole the next time. I was 18. That was my first election. And then, I helped Thune out. And that's before Thune turned. You got to remember. So when I was the NRA rep, Thune was running for his, third term? I don't even know. He called up and wanted us to have dinner again. Usually when he was in the Lemmon area, we'd have lunch. And I told him flat out, I said, John, I can't give you an endorsement. I'm not going to support your campaign this time. Well, why not? I said, because you're not doing the right thing. Well, I haven't really heard from him since. So we weren't real good friends like I thought, were we? Which is, I should have known. Yeah. And I don't care.
Bob Dole's whole thing was just saying his name over and over and over, so he had to get recognition.
Dole is going to do this now. Yeah, Bob was. You know what? I think everybody knew Bob Dole was going to lose against Clinton. The momentum was there, just like it was for Trump. It just was. There was no stopping Clinton's reelection. I mean, look at all the things he went through, and he still got elected. And Bob Dole was next in line. It wasn't his first time running, so I'm like, yeah, go ahead and run. He was like a sacrificial lamb, really.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Clinton. He's playing saxophone, smoking weed. He's got hookers waiting in the corner. I mean, that dude was the party dude. So I've never voted for a Democrat in my life ever. Not in Louisiana, not in Kansas City, not here, not even when I was up in Indiana for a little bit. Nope, because I've seen I've seen the destruction that they wreak in every place I've ever lived. So I've never voted Democrat in my life ever.
Well, so I voted Democrat once in 33 years since I was eligible, and I've never made that mistake ever again.
Well,
So.
to be fair, Clay was raised by a Democrat. Now, God love his dad. I think the world of his dad.
But he's wrong.
he's the sweetest guy, but he was raised by a Democrat. That would have been my first time voting, was when Clinton was running for the first time.
Yep,
I was not able to, because in November I spent some time in a facility where they won't let you
vote. But yeah, I turned 18, so that was my very first election, and I remember, friends of mine, their dad like, but he's anti-gun. I go, I don't know if he is. He's, I was dumb. I was.
I don't. They
blame
all
it
like
on age, man. Blame it on age. And as you get older, you get wiser, you get more conservative.
And I was already leaning that way, but I guess I was convinced that Clinton, and let's remember too, Clinton was a Democrat. Okay,
exactly. That's what I was about to say.
Not a commie like they are today.
He was not a progressive liberal. He was a Democrat.
And if you look, then remember the Republicans took the House back for the first time. What was it, in 40 years when the midterms come? And Clinton, actually, Republicans got a lot of things through. Now, they knew they were going to lose before they took the House when we had the assault weapons ban come through. And that's when the whole negotiations came. And the big key thing with there was it was going to pass. That was going to pass. There was no stopping it. And NRA was the big 10,000-pound gorilla in that room that removed a bunch of guns from that list and got the sunset clause. And that was the saving grace. And it did. In 2002, it expired.
Right.
For 2004, sorry.
4, yeah.
And we do not have that on the books anymore. But it was a long 10 years. But did it really hurt us? No, other than it infringed on our rights, which to me is a big hurt. But there was no stopping that bill. And a lot of people didn't realize that. But Clinton was not the communist that you see in today's Democrat Party. Now, he might have been a socialist. I mean, he definitely had socialist ideas.
No,
but
Clinton,
he was more about being a party man.
He was a Democrat. Hey, if we think about old school Democrats before Clinton, Kennedy was a Democrat, and he was also a life member of the NRA.
Right.
He'd be kicked out of his own party today for some of his ideas.
He'd be a Republican today.
Yeah, he
100%. I've actually heard Clinton say the era of big government is over. Clinton said that.
Now,
think about that. Like, that's not a thing now.
Which Clinton?
Well,
Clinton. This wasn't the crazy. This was the promiscuous.
Bill Clinton wanted the border closed. He thought it was a fundamental threat to the country. Can you imagine any Democrat saying that today that's in Congress? There's none there. Let's see.
5 Democrats in office. I just read this stat. The last 5 Democrats in office deported more people back across the border.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the exact statistic, but it was much quicker and much more than Trump did in both his terms so far.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm going to go through a few of these comments, and we're going to take a quick break. So how we go back here? Yeah, pressure at least 2 of them. The judges are supposed to be nonpartisan. They're supposed to be, Dan. You're right, but they aren't. Let's just face it, they're not. They should be expelled when they show political slants. Clarence Thomas is waiting to get the longest-serving record, Brian says. Trump can't appoint recess appointments when Thune does that. Right.
Can I say something?
Yep.
You can't expel a Supreme Court justice because they are political. Our Constitution is very, very specific in that.
Yep.
Like, these are lifetime appointments unless there is like some just gross fraud. Like it has to be pretty big.
It's got to be big time bad to bring an impeachment process against the Supreme Court justice. That's what the process is. And Senate has the final say, as they always do. And that is the only way it happens. You're absolutely lifetime appointments. And I know a lot of people said, well, maybe we should have terms on them. Fine, change the Constitution if that's what you want. I don't want it, because then we're never going to.
Original intent. Let's leave it there and keep going back to that will. Keep going back to that. We've gotten way too far away from that.
If we'd follow this,
boom,
and judges would follow this, not
as
change words from the bench, we wouldn't have there. Nice. Hey, how about that? Yep, there you go. I've got an older one that I've had a long time. This one I have down here. And how many of these have I handed out, Vance? My goodness.
I've got one. I've got one back here that you gave me.
I mean, yeah. So I should be getting Bibles handed. Yeah. Here's your Constitution. Here's your Bible, and here's your gun. They all work together.
That's what my kids get when my kids leave the house when they're 18, and we're crying and all. That's what they're getting. They all get a Bible, a gun, and a pocket Constitution. There you go. Get out.
So Jamie makes a comment here. Maybe there is something to take from this. Trump is different. He's more right wing now than he was his first term. He won't appoint another soft constitutionalist. I don't know about that. It could be. I think Trump is smarter this term. He come in different, right? We've all seen it. Maybe he could put a constitutionalist up there, but I don't know. He's done some other stupid stuff.
You want to chance that? I mean, again, last week on my show, we talked about like Pete Hexa, great guy, and then all of the 4-star generals that he had to axe. Because of all the garbage that they were involved in, back in the day, but no one really vetted them because the Washington machine just does its thing. So Trump is getting all of this. Hey, this is a great pick right here. Do that. He's done this, that, and the other thing. And Trump is Trump. He's surrounded by the Washington monster. Basically, he's got people he thinks he can trust in his ear. I don't want to chance that. I just
no. And I will say that his cabinet today is probably one of the better ones I've seen.
Yep.
But it's definitely got its problems, right? I think we all can see that. David, I think you wanted to chime in here before we go to a break.
I was just thinking how it's amazing how in our time a Clinton, was a traitor to the U.S. Constitution, and then you go way back to American Revolution, how there was a Clinton that jumped ship and went to the British in the last year of the war. And, it seems like it's a namesake thing. Maybe we should just not allow Clintons to do anything in the U.S. government anymore,
Keep Clintons out and Democrats can't have guns and we're good.
100%.
It'd be a safer place, wouldn't it?
It's a deport Democrats. There we go. Yeah, Henry Clinton. Yeah. That's your guy.
I got to read that. That's the first I've heard of that. I'm glad you brought that to my attention.
It was too. I had to go quick. He become a British commander in chief then.
Yeah, I think the accurate story was he was a colonel or something like that, and I think the way he'd seen it was he seen the war was going the wrong way, and he thought he'd save some points, so he ended up bailing out in the middle of the night and jumped in a little skiff and paddled to a boat. And he was supposedly going to get to keep his rank and commission in the British Army, and they just didn't. But scrolling through the history of whatever is reported, I guess it does say that he did climb the ladder pretty quickly on the British side.
Imagine that, right? All right, well, guys, let's take the big break. Need to take a break, everybody. Now is the time to go use the facilities, refill your drink. I bet Jamie's drinking that, that light water probably, but we all know that. So.
We should talk about that challenge coming up.
We'll do that. And by the way, I know Jamie had mentioned this, and I think it's a good idea that we get together, and he wants to do it right here on Guns in the 701 Network, the big dog, as he called it. And I'm all for it, to have a kind of a round table discussion. Yeah. And probably in June. It wasn't going to work out here in May, it didn't look like. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that'd be good. And let's just face it, guys. It's us, and you got Jamie over there. We are the niche when it comes to Second Amendment and anything conservative, and we don't sugarcoat it. I think that's why people love it, and we appreciate all our support. We truly do. Absolutely. So, all right, let's take a quick break. We are Guns in the 701, episode 183, powered by LAUER Auto Repair. We'll be right back.
located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
When you want it done right,
Go where lemons go.
Kalon's Auto Service, owned and operated by Kalon and Misty Foss, lifelong locals with over 25 years experience. From modern rides to classic restorations, they can handle it all. Top quality work, fair price, and honest hometown values. Located just 1 block south of Highway 12 on 6th Avenue West in Lemmon. Kalon's Auto Service, serving you with all your auto repair needs.
For the best gun gear for every and any situation, Little Angry Man Arms LLC has you covered. Top-notch guns from top-name brands like Winchester, Glock, Sig Sauer, and Ruger to essential extras from Magpul's, Streamlight, Hollow, Sun Optics, and more. Little Angry Man Arms LLC have everything to make your shooting adventures a success. Visit littleangrymanarms.com today and gear up for your next big hunt, competition, or home defense. Don't miss out on our exclusive deals. Little Angry Man Arms LLC, based in Trail City, South Dakota, your ultimate hunting partner.
At Horton LaserCraft, we believe in the power of personalization. Whether it's a cherished memory, a special occasion, or a unique gift, our custom laser engraving brings your vision to life. Our expert craftsmen and state-of-the-art technology ensure every piece is a work of art. From personalized decor to one-of-a-kind keepsakes, Horton LaserCraft makes every moment unforgettable. Horton LaserCraft is owned and operated by a local veteran and his wife located near Thunderhawk, South Dakota. They provide custom laser products at a reasonable price, and their turnaround time is fast and efficient.
Custom board cutting, glassware, decanter sets, mugs, assorted stainless steel jewelry, assorted tags, decor, custom acrylic nightlights, and much, much more.
Call them up at 605-545-7535. Horton LaserCraft, where memories are engraved.
All right, we are back. So, what rabbit hole should we go down next? Or did you want to finish up what you were talking about, David?
Does anybody hunt and fish anymore?
Right? Well, I was just looking at the schedule for North Dakota for the month of May.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of want to rattle down this real quick. You know, May 1st, we got a high power clinic in Bismarck. So you guys that want to learn how to, shoot, sitting, standing, prone,
is that on the North Dakota Shooting Sports page?
It sure is. Yep, I'm looking at the month of May.
Okay.
We got cowboy action on the 2nd, right there in Bismarck. The match I'm gonna miss. I really want to shoot this one, but it's the first 1,000-yard match of the season. That's May 2nd and 3rd. So the first day is M1 Grand EIC match. I don't know what EIC means because I don't do it. But what I do know is a shot as it sounds with an M1 Grand. It's all shot at 200, if I remember right. So that'd be a pretty cool day. If you got one of those and you want to take a shot at it, give old Tom Thompson a call. If you want to try 1,000-yard, well, there you go. The following Sunday is going to be our first 1,000-yard match of the year.
You guys ever have a black guy win that 1,000 yards? It's like
I tell you what, Leon, you want to try it? I will let you shoot my gun.
Dude, I've already said, that's not a thing. I told Axe and Jamie that in every squad, this is why you always need a white dude. Because those dudes for
Can everybody
Overwatch,
see that? I got it up here now for you.
you can't beat a white dude with a scope, man. Like nothing's getting by.
Are you saying Leon, you need a 9mm holding her like this? Is that what you're telling me?
I can't see you.
Oh.
Is that the old saying from the token black man to the token white dude?
There is something behind that whole thing, man. I've watched Doug and Jamie both hit things that is to me is impossible. Like I can't, dude. I can't even do it. But a 9mm sideways, oh, I'm all day on that.
Well, you got May 16th, bullseye indoor, 25 yard.
There you go.
I'm gonna
one-handed. You got
me and the boy are gonna go out there and embarrass the hell out of Jamie. I think it's on the 9th.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have the 8-year-old make Jamie put on a dress and serve us. Because my boy
bugged the hell out of my buddies to come shoot with you guys, but unfortunately, when you guys are gonna be shooting that, a lot of the guys from up here are gonna be down in Texas, so they're gonna be doing their best down there in Texas, trying to bring home some hardware. So unfortunately, there's a clash for that for coming out and playing with you guys. But I tried to get some of the bullseye guys to come play with you.
No one wants to see Jamie in a skirt. I'm real.
That is bullshit. I want to see
Actually,
that.
I want
and
video.
I want pictures.
Jamie, I know you're listening. I know we know it's on the 9th. I believe that's Saturday because we were talking about that whole round table and he couldn't do it. So to give us the time because I can't remember the time you have on there. And in all honesty, I think I already have something planned, but we shall see. I would love to come up there and yeah. I don't know which hog leg I'd bring though.
Well, I tell you, the 8-year-old has been plugging 10 yards, 15 yards, and he struggles a little bit at 20 yards with the 9mm. But
o'clock, guys, Central Time. There you go.
But with a 22, which is what I plan to have him shoot when we get down there. Oh my God! Oh, we're gonna have Jamie in red little ruby booties, and man, it's gonna be awesome.
Well, we have him on the show in a tutu.
Right there.
I mean, I'm pretty decent with my Ruger 2245. If you're not familiar with those, I'm sure everybody knows pretty much in the shooting world. Just a 22 caliber, but it's got a 45 grip, like on a 1911. I really love that gun. Do like my 10mm. I know Jamie shot that one before, but just for fun, I should just bring along the old 44 Magnum dirty hairy gun I got just for fun.
We need to get
Chris to come anything with that thing at 10 yards. I can't even something that big. Oof, I don't know, man.
Not used to handling any big iron or what?
What do we? Dude, we haven't even started drinking yet.
Leon,
I think I stumped Leon there for a minute.
So are you bringing Leon to hog camp?
100%.
I would. That is the plan. I know we've been talking. I think Dave and Leon are actually going to drive down together. I think.
Oh, that'd be good.
We're gonna do historical travel. He's gonna keep me out of the proper ghettos and keep the witch doctors away and such.
I know that my plan is right now, Vance, is I'm planning to fly down, and I think we're going to leave a couple days early. Me and the boys. Going to fly over, and I think I talked to you about this and meet up with Johnson because you talked about maybe doing that too. And then he's got that big new. Now we're going down another hole. With we're going to go fishing. I don't know. I think the Gulf of America. I haven't fished in the Gulf of America yet. I fished in the Gulf of Mexico, but I should.
Where I'm at now, that's more my territory because I'm only 2 hours away from the Gulf of America, and I've got the perfect boat to get in them flats now.
I'm game. I want to make this a fishing trip. Landon loves the fish. Layton wants to catch sharks, and Johnson's on them. He got them pegged. He knows where they're at. And then from there, we plan. What's that?
I need to get a hold of Johnson and get down there and do some fishing with him.
Absolutely. I might fly down this year yet. I don't know if the boys will go with. Lannon's actually got a job, so he can't play like I can. So my plan is I may actually just fly down. I'll keep you in the loop because I want to get down there and do some good fishing, just fishing trip. And I just haven't done a specific fishing trip down there, so that's the plan. But yeah, hog hunt next year. I know we're looking at January, February, boys, somewhere in there.
I think we're shooting for end of January. I think.
Sounds like Eric is out this year. He's got some other things going on, and that's fine. I think Axe is talking about coming down and flying again. So yeah, I think it'll be a good time. And you know what? I'm good with just a few people and our sons. I don't really want to have a big group myself, but
we've had as many as 25 people, I think, Clay, and as little as 3 or 4 on our hog hunts, and always a good time. But when you have 25, 28 people, I can't remember how many we had, but it was a lot. Man, that's an exhausting trip.
That last trip that we did down there, I mean, what was there, 14, 15?
Yeah, something like that.
I'm just gonna say
that was fun. It was.
I'm gonna make sure that David's ghetto acumen is on point. We're gonna hit every church's chicken from here. Every single. I'm gonna make you get in there and mix it up. Well, we'll talk.
You're from the South, man. You know when you bring somebody south, you got to find a fat black man cooking barbecue on the side of the road.
100%.
Oh yeah,
the best barbecue you're gonna find.
First thing you told me when we were down there, Vance.
For good fried chicken, you got to find an old black lady cooking in some little mom and pop place. Best fried chicken.
And we did that too. Remember, we're going right there. We get in there and we ordered these boys. Get them some chicken and get them some grits.
Yeah,
I mean, it was delicious.
I tell you what,
a few weeks ago, I got stuck in Oregon. Might have been Washington. Well, it's out there. It's out west. And I walked into a Popeye's chicken, and I know it's a chain store, but there was a racist black lady in there. And the first thing I did is text Leon, "This would be a damn good chicken." That lady was racist all hell.
Now, did you know a little quirk fact about Popeye's chicken? Leon might know this. In the state of Louisiana, the recipe is different at Popeye's than it is outside the state. The original recipe of Popeye's chicken stays in the state.
Really?
100%.
Yep. It's better in the state of Louisiana than it is anywhere else. The original recipe stays inside the state.
Well, I'll tell you, I wasn't impressed with the Popeye's chicken in Rapid. I really wasn't.
Well, if they got a bunch of Mexicans cooking it, I mean,
get a little too much tahini spice on that one.
in Fargo, they imported black Cajuns up here. Like they literally, like I went to the counter and the girl behind the counter was 100% red bone Cajun coon ass, and like I'm looking at her, I'm like, oh my god, yes, and she's like rattling off the menu, and I'm like, oh my god, yes. This is
you're from true, eh? All right, years ago, me and Clay, when I was doing a lot with DNRA with Clay, every year Clay, when he was a representative, would have a cookout at his lake house down in Shade Hill for his volunteers and stuff, and we'd get together, go down there, and hang out around the fire and do the stuff we do, and have a good time over the weekend. Well, we were planning it, and Clay said, "Man, I'd really like to do something different as far as food, like frog legs, alligator, stuff like that, but I just don't know how to get it." Man, I made a phone call, and we had alligator, we had crawfish, and we had frog legs.
Yep. And then next time we did a big old shrimp boil, and we did it right. I'm telling you, Leon, Vance taught me how to do it right, and it was good.
I see it.
We've done crawdad feeds down there, and we're talking about doing it again. And like I told Colton Bean, you're coming up to marry him, and that's my nephew and his fiance. I was kind of thinking, if you're coming early, we need to go down to the cabin, spend a couple days, and have a feed, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah. 100%.
Man, some of my favorite memories up there
We'll have to invite you, Dave and Leon, down just so they can come to the wedding, just so we can go have the feed down at the cabin.
I was up there a little over 8 years, and some of my favorite memories were at the cabin on Sunday mornings. I mean, we were all believers. On Sunday mornings when we weren't at the cabin, we were in church.
Right.
So we would get together in the cabin, and we'd sit around and talk about the Bible and talk about the Lord for an hour or so while we're having coffee. And I love that stuff. And the breakfast.
Those of us that were up.
We had some great times down there at the cabin.
That it is, and my plan this year is to be down there more because you know what, work will wait, won't it? I'm kind of at that point where I'm going to be down there. We're going to be doing family things. We're going to try to plan a trip this summer down to Kentucky and go see the Ark. My sister's moving down there now too, so that in that area, so that'll make it better.
Let me
What's
know.
that?
Let me know when you're there.
Oh, I will, because I hear it's phenomenal, and I have not been there yet.
I haven't either, and I heard really good things about it. I'd like to see it myself.
Oh, you guys know what we're talking about, don't you?
No.
Okay, it's the Ark Encounter. Ken Ham and his group built it, I believe, and it isn't a real scaled ark from the biblical measurements, essentially.
It's supposed to be phenomenal. John, y'all know John Boy. He's a RACS member. My oldest son, he's not maybe 2 hours from there, 2.5 hours. He's in Tennessee, but he's not 2.5 hours from the Ark. It's supposed to be.
Well, we got Josh up there in Indiana. He's not that far from it either. So
that's right.
If y'all don't know, we all know a lot of people around the country. So
sounds like.
So Leon, this is the group you're hanging with now. We're Bible thumping, good old boys, conservative value. Yeah, come on.
So
if you got like gunpowder,
we might knock you out if we have to, but we'll pray for you afterwards.
We'll dust you off. It'll be all right.
Leon, you were saying something. I want to hear it.
If you smell like Zataran and gunpowder, I'm good. We're good.
There we go.
Everglades seasoning here, but I do like some Zatarans. But
hey,
I gotta go with the Everglades seasoning
because of Vance. I don't know how many big bottles I picked up the last time I was in Florida. Everglades seasoning. And I got some Old Bay. I never had that on hand. I mean, I have all the good stuff now that I use. So yeah.
You also have to have filet seasoning in your cab.
Filet gumbo.
You can't make gumbo without the filet. And
there, Leon's in charge then at Hog Camp. You can always make us some gumbo because I've never had it.
I'll tell you what, we'll get him to make some gumbo and I'll make some swamp cabbage.
Well, I've had that, but maybe the other guys haven't.
That'll work. I'm bringing
a non-seafood version.
Yeah,
I got some collards waiting on me right in there. So yeah, I haven't had.
Well, boys, I'll tell you what. This is a good time. I know we went down some other rabbit holes here, but I'm going to take another quick break because I like to thank our sponsors, and we can't do it without them. Again, Lauer Auto Repair. I'm telling you, Axe and the boys have been with us. I call him one of our founding sponsors because he is.
Yes.
And I highly recommend stopping there at 309 South Washington. Just easy way to find it when you're coming in on the expressway in Bismarck. Head north right there on Washington Street, and you're going to see the Lauer Auto sign. You'll see it in our ads. And stop in and make an appointment. I think Leon goes there when he's been through. I've taken plenty of work there because he does a good job.
Doug likes to be called Dougie Fresh in the flesh.
And he has been on a hard hunt with us.
And you need to ask him to teach you how to Dougie, and he will do that.
Doug is the closest man to Jesus I've ever met.
Oh my goodness! Everyone knows what that story is about. I think that boy can't walk on water, can he?
He sure can. At least 3 steps worth.
That was.
There wasn't an alligator behind him, was there? No.
Well.
Might have been a treble hook involved, but we'll talk about it later. Yeah.
What do you know about a treble hook? Come on now.
You can't. Hey, they sink fast. But anyway.
The lesson in not blinking when you shoot was learned that day.
Yes, it was. But it was a good time. Leon, you're going to have a good time down there. You're going to fit right in with all of us. There's no doubt in my mind. So, all right. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. Who knows where we'll go now, guys? I hope everyone's enjoying the show. We're going to be right back after word from these 2 sponsors.
located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck, Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
When you want it done right,
Go where lemons go.
Kalon's Auto Service, owned and operated by Kalon and Misty Foss, lifelong locals with over 25 years experience. From modern rides to classic restorations, they can handle it all. Top quality work, fair price, and honest hometown values. Located just one block south of Highway 12 on 6th Avenue West in Lemmon. Kalon's Auto Service, serving you with all your auto repair needs.
And we're back. Oh, almost all of us are back. Hey, if you guys are at Lemmon, hit up Kalon's Auto Service. He's the one that helped me do a lot of work on that 62 GMC. He did a great job, and I know that we have. Stay tuned because I will announce them as they schedule them. They're going to be starting up, I believe, the dragging main events possibly in May, for sure in June. Good times. I got two cars to take. I got a Mustang and a GMC, and guess what? The motor is not locked on the 58 Chieftain Vance. Remember the one that sitting up there, that Pontiac in the tree? So, but I threw a little gas in the bowls on that 63 Willys, throw the battery in her, and she popped off. So now I got to get that going again. Anyway, so. See, that's what homeschooling should be, right, Leon? Out there working on vehicles, mechanics. Come on.
Hey, when we were in school, when I was a kid, man, the high school, I never made it to high school, but we won't get into that.
That's a whole other story.
The high schools had auto mechanics, and even in middle school, I did go to middle school. We had metal shop and wood shop and things like that, home economics, and things like that. I don't see that anymore.
Yeah, we did too, and now they don't. They barely got a shop. That new addition they put on Lemmon School is really kind of an insult what they used to have. Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Little schools are for city boys.
Yeah, the ones that go become teachers and then travel to D.C. and go to a motel and interrupt the White House correspondence deal.
There you go.
You call those guys dumbass interruptus.
Yeah. Anyway, so I don't know. I'm going to turn. Who wants to go? I mean, I've talked.
Well, we were talking about hog hunt, and I want to break this to Leon gently. You won't be the first black man on our hog hunt.
That's right.
Well, that blows.
Actually, we had Don, who's no longer with us.
Good guy too.
We had another guy who wasn't part of our group.
He was a deputy sheriff.
The deputy sheriff, he came out there and skinned some hogs. We were doing a veteran hunt, I think, when he came out.
We were just down. That was our very first hunt, Vance, when the four of us went down.
Yeah, it was.
I remember it. And then he seemed like a real good guy, and he was. And then I remember I asked Hawk about him. He goes, he went the wrong way.
Yeah. We've had a lot of fun down there. And Hawk, you got to watch out for him. Now, he is one of the nicest, most generous guys you're going to meet. Big old teddy bear. Looks like a gorilla. But
don't beat his cat.
He has played some pranks on people out there that really pushes the envelope. When you're out there and in the middle of the night, a game warden rolls up on you and puts you in handcuffs, and Chris planned the whole thing as a joke.
I am not cool with that, dude. Handcuffs. I mean, Eli's got a go bag. We're ready. Like it's that time. Let's roll out.
We got to take Leon down to the neighbors there to have that big tree house, and it's literally you got to see the tree this thing's in.
Jason.
It's literally a huge tree house. I mean,
Now,
it's
cool.
Yeah,
it is.
That is
It's
nature's
something-
penthouse, is what that is. That
Yeah.
thing is sweet.
it is.
Um,
That's a man cave right there.
Now,
Well, no,
we've
it ain't
lost-
a cave. It's a man house.
we lost some of our hunting ground because Chris hasn't really gained any. Nickerson passed away, and the family sold the farm next door, the dairy farm. And Chris he's met him, but he hasn't gained any,
Yeah.
trust with him like he had with Nickerson. He knew Nickerson for 35 years. But we got Jason's place we can hunt on, and we got Chris's place we can hunt on. So that's like 4,000 acres between the two.
Yeah, we got plenty of land.
We got spots.
And I'm sure that Nickerson place, me and a few other guys we tried to buy that, but they wanted to sell it as a dairy, or they thought they had something that was worth more than it was. And it just,
they were asking over 20 and they got 19.5 from what I
know what they were asking. I'm telling you, if I'd have bought that, my plan was, and I talked to Chris about that, we were going to have, of course, a fee hunting operation on it because it had to make money. And we were going to put beef cattle on it. I mean, you can run them year round.
Oh, absolutely.
And we would have completely changed the structure of that place, and that would have added a lot of acreage to what we'd have had. But we couldn't come to terms on a price, and they finally got it. I mean, it took them how many years, but I guess more power to them. I wasn't going to pay that.
They sold it quicker than I thought they would. I think it was a couple years, but that's quick.
Well, we were last down there in what, 23, 22? I don't even remember.
I was there in 24.
And I was
25 was the first year I had not gone since we started going. And that was because of obvious reasons.
And I think we went down in 23, didn't we, Dave? Was that our last one?
23. I think it's been 3 years since we've been down.
So it took them 3 years because Nickerson died shortly after that. And then that's when I started inquiring about it, because I thought, oh man, it'd be great to at least buy that and merge it with Hawk stuff. But I'll
bringing Eli down there. Like, Eli hasn't seen, and granted, this is in Florida, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he hasn't seen how I grew up. Like, my other kids, they've been to Louisiana, that sort of. Eli never has. Like, the closest he's ever seen is when we watch, like, the what's the family. Swamp people for real. Yes, sir. Shoot them. But
Troy Landry.
So I want to take him down there, and I want to wrestle gators. I want to grab some turtles. I want to make sure that he understands like the concept of a good treble hook when you're rolling the gator over.
We can make all that happen in Florida, man. Whenever we did these hunts, I was usually the closest. After I moved from South Dakota, I was usually the closest. So I would go down a couple of days early, and I would shoot a hog and a gator legally. And I would have basically the food set up for the week, because we would put the hog on the smoker, we'd get the gator all ready, and we'd have food for the week. I'd shoot a hog or a couple small sows or a good sized sow, and that would be our food for the week most of the time. And so we can put your boy on some Louisiana lifestyle in Florida for sure.
My plan is, if I make it down there this summer, Vance, and I really truly am planning, even if it's just me coming down, I'd like to make it down the Hawks. I think we should try to set up some of them blinds again and get them up, and because they're, the hurricanes wiped them out. And I can't believe how that landscape changed.
Most of those were on Nickerson's place, but Hawk's got some out there on his place that we need to. We can set some up now. Most of the hog hunting
and we need to clean out that our sleeping area and make it more.
We probably got some cleanup to do down there. A
That was
couple years ago,
nice.
I spent 7 days down there mowing and cleaning out that barn and all kinds of stuff. Just trying to, even if it wasn't for the hog hunt, just trying to help Chris out.
But Leon has to watch out for the devil cat.
Oh, he's dead.
No, the devil cat.
I have a feeling he's going to haunt us. So.
I'm not a cat person.
I'm not a cat.
The devil cat better watch out for Leon, because Leon ain't a cat. That's
I'm not a cat person. I don't like cats.
Neither is Clay.
Cats have a purpose. Eat rats. Go mind your business.
Yeah, you're outside. Outside. But
and it's really fun when you grab them by the tail and go pull.
Yeah. Sure. That's why God made bottle rockets. I'm just going to say that. Anyway.
See you later. Jamie's got to go. We'll see you, Jamie. Yeah.
See you, Jamie.
I've had Eli loves catching like frogs and turtles and that sort of thing. And every time he catches a frog, every time he catches a frog, he's like, "Hey, can we cook this?" I'm like, "No, buddy. They don't grow them."
Not like that.
Yeah, no, buddy. Like I tell him, the frogs that we ate growing up, the frog legs look like a baby arm. I mean, that's.
We've got an airboat down there. Chris has got an airboat down there. We can take him frog gigging.
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, that'd be
really cool.
That'd be awesome.
I've spent quite a bit of time in Louisiana, Houma, Plaquemines Parish, Venice.
Let's see.
I can't.
You ever been up in Catahoula or Madison? To me, Catahoula is the absolute best hunting and fishing. My dad would say it was Madison. I know people down in Yuma, Plaquemines, Lafourche, all over.
Buras is where I spent quite a bit of time, which is just north of Venice. Some of the best red fishing in the world is Venice, Louisiana.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
I'd like to say it's Florida, being a Florida native, but Venice, Louisiana has world-class, top-notch red fishing and duck hunting.
Well, I can tell you that's kind of why I want to get down there this summer and try a different season of fishing. You know, when we always go down in January, there's a lot of things we can't keep groupers, at least not out of the Gulf of America. So Paul Mott says good night. We're losing people. Evidently, everyone goes to bed. What is with this? People
we got an old crowd tonight or what?
We're talking about fishing at a gun crowd.
Well, I'll tell you what then. What I'm going to do is I got to play this because my man Alex Blaz is the guy I'm supporting, and he don't know I'm going to be doing this, but I am going to be running one of the ads he's got out there. Right. And that's our contribution. I think Mary Grainer is going to be getting me some footage as well. And I'm going to push our candidates because they're not the people with millions of dollars from, coal companies and things. They just don't have the funds to do it. So I think we need to support them and do it. But we're going to do that right now, and then we'll come back and probably be the last segment. And I think we got some things we can still talk about. So.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go.
Did you ever wonder how politicians get so rich? Here's something you don't hear from elected officials very often. I will never accept money from foreign governments or lobbyists, and that includes AIPAC or any other foreign interests. I fully support our allies because it's the right thing to do, and I don't need to get paid to do it. If you want to know who a politician works for, follow the money. My money comes from working North Dakotans, and that's who I answer to. I'm Alex Balaz, and I'm running to be your U.S. House representative.
All right. That was pretty self-explanatory, I thought. That's a nice 30-second ad, and I'm going to be doing more of those. I've had them send them to me. So I'll load them in under video clips, and you'll be able to play a couple of them if you want to during your shows because I'm pushing Alex hard. 100%. And that guy's, I would love to see him, our endorsed ND GOP candidate, take out Julie in the primary. I think it'd be fantastic.
Clay, do you remember, Clay, back in the day, the first go around, who was the Alex guy? It was me. It was me. Do you remember that or no?
I remember you were long before anybody.
Yeah. And I'm like, so, and every time I see that fedora chick, I don't know, there's an ick factor with me. Like, I'm sorry. And then did you see the money? Did you see that? You guys, and I'm gonna hit that thing like on every commercial break on my show, 100%. But
good deal.
Just so folks understand, how do these people get rich? They go in, they're worth $1.25. They come out, they're worth a couple $1 million. I mean, what's going on?
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, the Obamas went in there worth like $300,000 and came out worth $20 million.
Yeah.
Trump's the only guy that had came out and he had less net worth than when he went in.
That's right.
you understand that they are hammering his children right now because they're making money? But that's what the Trump organization has always done. I mean, they're not they're not Hunter Biden. Sit around all day smoking crack and sniffing cocaine lines off of a midget hooker in Cancun or something, and has absolutely no worth to society at all.
Yep.
These are the Trump kids. They're making money. They're losing money. Trump is losing more money than the Bidens and the Clintons will ever know. He's losing more money by doing this thing. And folks need to understand that. And then when you have folks like Julie, and you see what she is beholden to, and you see the money that's tied to her, and you wonder why this thing is going off the rails, that's a reason why, right there. Ilhan Omar over there. Oh, we have a winery. It's worth $30 million. You get caught up. Oh, that was a decimal point. Now the thing is going belly up.
Imagine that, right?
Imagine that. Yeah, you're
Dan,
right.
Dan says Fedorchuk reminds me of a sickly doe. She also seems secretive and elusive. Just don't get a good vibe. And I've told this story many times, and I'm not going to quit telling it. When we were at the District 31 meeting, she came in and had to actually run. Remember, she got appointed to that position to fill out one. Then she had to run. I asked her what her Second Amendment stance was, and she told me, well, that has nothing to do with this position. And she walked away from me. That's all you have to know.
That's it. She answered you.
She answered me. Granted, she's made some decent votes while in Congress, but she kind of has to. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, you can't trust her. And if she knew there was money in it and could get away with it, she'd sell you out on the Second Amendment. Absolutely would. Because she don't care. She don't care about what we're doing here. She does not care about North Dakota. She's in it for the money.
And that's the problem with that is, you get people in there, and there's some people that will say, well, she votes with Trump and, blah, 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 this and that. When you don't have a passion behind that play, that's how your rights get eroded. That's how little things just slip away from you, and you're like, when did that happen? That's how that happens. You need firebrands in there that are like a clay that'll go, wait a minute, no, open up the pocket constitution and start work. That's what you need. You need that passion to keep us somewhat safe.
Always with me.
Again, how many?
If I ever got elected to the legislature or to Congress, I guarantee you, if I have time to speak on the floor, I'm going to read from this.
I want to give y'all a quick story on Clay. Clay, back when he was a representative, this is his law brain. When he was a representative working for the NRA, he was going to a banquet. I think it was in Rapid, and he got pulled over. Imagine that, Clay getting pulled over for speed.
I still don't respect the speed limit. I think it's an arbitrary number.
Clay, you might have to correct me on my old brain, but they wanted to charge him a fine for speeding through their little town. And Clay said, okay, it's going to be like $200. And they were like, yeah. He says, okay, can I prepay? And they were like, what? He goes, yeah, because I'm going to be coming back through here in a couple of days, and I ain't slowing down.
Yeah. And it was one like Somerville. You blink and you miss it, but they still had a speed zone there. And that's where those commie revenuers sat.
You never been black. I mean, what?
Well, I might have experienced it somewhat when we bought that Mustang. I've been pulled over more than that, not speeding, because of the way that car looks.
What color is it?
Silver with tinted windows, but I got rid of the tinted windows just because I'm old and I can't see out of them. But at the night, but I mean, it still looks pretty dark. And it's funny when they walk up and you roll your window down, and here I am wearing my cowboy hat, and they're like, "Oh." Yeah, I said, hey, you thought you had a drug runner, didn't you?
You're not Mexican or black or nothing. What's going on?
What the hell? And I'd be like, what'd you pull me over for? Oh, you crossed the fog line. I was like, yeah, well, you know what? I know what that is in North Dakota. It's not even a finable offense. I said, so I'll see you later, and then I'll leave.
Jesus.
And when I moved to the
you know how many times I have left if they didn't really pull me over for anything, or they give me the fog line thing? I'm like, all right, I'm leaving. You can't leave. Bye. And I leave.
when I moved to the Dakotas, it
submit
really
to
took me some learning to get used to the law up there. I got pulled over once in McLaughlin, and I got pulled over in my Suburban, and it was because I had a headlight out. And the guy, first off, he tried to get me to come back to his car and sit in the car. And I was like, what? I ain't going to sit in your car. Last time I was in a cop car, they didn't let me go. I'm not going to sit in your car.
I work out times.
I said, dude, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Go write your ticket, do your job, headlight out, my fault, my bad, do your thing. And then he comes back and says, I need you to come back to my car. I said, no, I don't think you do. I think you can fill that out all by yourself. You don't need my help. And then he says, are you carrying a weapon? I said, again, fill out your little ticket, give it to me, and go on about your business. He goes back to his car and he comes back again and says, have you been drinking?
Okay.
I said,
water, pop, milk,
I'm only going to tell you one more time. Go back to your car, write your ticket, warning, or whatever you want to do for me for my headlight being out, passing through your podunk little town, and let me go about my business. Well, I'm not going to say names, but I think he's the Corson County Sheriff now.
Oh, that idiot.
Oh.
Okay.
They didn't like people that knew their rights and knew a little bit about the law. I knew I didn't have to go sit in his car. I was not being detained. I had not had to tell him that whether I was carrying a weapon or not. And he knew me at the time. He knew I was. And I did not have to disclose any drinking. He had no probable cause. Probable cause only gives you right to get a warrant anyway. People they didn't like that you knew the laws. And I started learning a lot of this. I mean, I'd already dabbled in it a little bit, but when I started,
I helped you out a little bit with that.
Yeah, I was about to say, when I started talking to Clay, it went from here to woo-hoo.
I was going to say, rubbing elbows with Clay made you
it went from I think I know to I know a guy.
Well, and Leon, you know what my hobby was in high school? I read South Dakota codified law books. I checked everyone. I'm probably the only guy that ever checked them out in the library.
Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty safe bet.
I wanted to know my rights, but at that point, in high school, I went to college when I started. I was going to be a lawyer. Probably would have been a good one, but I wanted to know my rights. And I have this blessing that when I read something, I remember it. I just pull right away about a subject, the computer, and all of a sudden it starts buffering in a file. Oh, yeah. Check that out.
Do you have like an eidetic memory, or do you have is it eidetic or is it, sorry?
It's either eidetic or photogenic.
Is it a photographic memory or an eidetic? An eidetic memory is like you're describing. Like I can read something now and I can pull it back from. But a photographic memory means like if you're looking at this paper and you put it down, you can see that paper and then read it off.
Right.
So I got the eidetic. It's stored in my head. And I mean, it's funny how I'll be talking to someone and go, oh, hey, I've read this before. And then I'll bring the whole history up. It really annoys my wife. She don't care. I've heard it.
Another time.
Right, Dave? Dave's just sitting here going, I'm chilling, man.
My son got in trouble in school because he had a shirt on that said,
NRA.
No, it wasn't an NRA. You gave him the NRA shirts. But it was a shirt that said guns don't kill people. It's mostly the bullets. And he had the principal call him in and tell him that teachers were complaining and then it was offensive and all this stuff. We knew all the teachers in that school. They were hunters. They were at most of our banquets.
Teacher, Tommy Hoffman.
Yeah, they were at most of our banquets. They were hunters. We hunted with their husbands. That we were like, who is this? Well, when Clay got word of this, he was like, So he came in
my backyard.
He gave Clifford, I don't know, 5 or 6 NRA t-shirts.
Gave him one for every single day of the week.
Yeah. He said, you wear these to school, and the first time they give you a problem, you call me. And Clay did show up at that principal's office and say, we live for this moment. The NRA lives for these lawsuits. Do you want one?
I did. That guy, I forget where he was. And that's when the NRA was suing schools for that because they were going after students, and we were winning cases left and right on that.
Yeah.
And I flat out told him, he goes, "Was that a threat?" I said, "No, it's a goddamn promise."
Yeah.
I said, "I've already talked to the people out at headquarters." That wasn't a bluff. That was the truth. Yeah. I told them what was going on. They go, "You just let us know what we need to do, and we'll send a team." We were ready to sue McIntosh School District over it. I told that principal, I said, "We got more money than you do."
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a threat. I said, "Call what you want, but it's a fundamental right."
And after Clay had that meeting, my son did wear an NRA shirt every day for the next week. Not a word was said.
Nope.
It's not a threat per se, but I do have a tingle going up my leg. Take that how you want.
I'm getting a little aroused to buy it.
That's what was so disappointing when I retired and the idiot that took over. None of that stuff happened anymore.
No, there was
I was always on it.
The fight.
I went in.
They left.
I walked into the city building there in Sioux Falls and threatened their mayor because they were kicking people out of the parks. Well, we had a law that restricted that on the books in South Dakota, because I helped pass that law that they can't do that. Any city-owned property, you could not keep people from carrying openly or otherwise, because in South Dakota, it's legal to carry open. Now it's legal to just carry open or conceal without a permit. Rapid City Civic Center, they were going to start putting metal detectors up. No, you're not. And I mean, I basically brought the NRA right down to them. That's when the NRA was strong. And
Clay,
yeah.
You saying that, and I know we're getting right up to the time, but that's the thing that scares me about what happened with Trump. I saw conservative, like OAN, Newsmax, Blaze Media, all these folks talking about we got to have these magnetometers like pretty much everywhere. How did this guy get in there with blah 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 and this and that? I do not want that. I don't want that. I don't want to every hotel I've ever checked in, I've had my firearm on me and my firearm in my bag. I mean, I have and my wife the same. I'm not declaring that stuff. I don't want to walk through a metal detector. I don't want to do any of that stuff. And I think we have to be careful.
And there has to be a perimeter, and I don't know what the perimeter is set for the level of security. Now, it's a motel with a public venue, just like a civic center. And that's what they were doing. They were going to put these up at the main entrances. I was like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
And, technically, when someone would rent the arena, say for a concert, if that production company, and they rent the facility. I mean, so it's kind of like when we'd rent them. Remember, Vance? And I'd be like, no, you guys ain't doing this. This is I own this for this many hours. Same difference. We signed the contract.
That's right.
And if they want to do that, they can, but it doesn't mean they can go put them out at the main entrances. And that's what was happening. And I mean, we shut that down, fast. Even when I went to the Trump thing, they put it at the main entrance that we were coming in just to go to that particular event. But the rest of the building wasn't locked down like that. It was just in that area, but they were able to do that there. So, yeah, there's got to be that fine line. There does. And I don't want my rights infringed either, Leon.
You got to wonder, if they didn't have the gun laws they have and the restrictions they have, how quick that guy might have been shut down. If guys like us were around and able to carry and shut that down quick and fast. I mean, when Clay and I would do an NRA banquet, we'd be in a big venue and there'd be hundreds of people. We'd go back to our hotel room and Clay's pulling out 2 or 3 guns. I'm pulling out 2 or 3 guns.
Dave, you know how much you missed out in my NRA days, Dave?
Yeah, it was a different time.
It was a lot of fun.
10 years ago, I've been retired.
South Dakota sounds better than North Dakota because
it is that way.
It is.
Anyway, on gun laws, it is.
So the last convention we had, not this one, the one prior, I'm walking up to the venue and they have metal detectors, and nobody, I didn't know that, and I'm like, well, I definitely can't go through here because, and then I asked, my representative, what the hell is going on here? Like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, and they tell me, I'm like, this is the GOP, the NDGOP, man. I gotta leave my gun in the car? I'm not that dude. that.
Well, so you'll love this, Leon. I knew about that because they're holding it in Fargo. I
Yep.
made a big stink about it. I think David probably saw a lot of them emails, didn't you, when we were going back and
Yeah.
forth? Because everybody's
Yeah,
like,
that's
"Are you
when we
going
were
to the
in the
convention?"
district.
I said, "Not a chance in hell I'm going to that convention because you're anti-gun." Well, it was taken care of beforehand. I said, "Bullshit," said Sandra. "You're the chairman.
Yep.
Get rid of it. And if the facility said you had to do it, change facilities." Well, we can't do
That's
that.
right.
Yeah, you can. I said, I could do it
Yeah.
tomorrow.
They had a clear bag policy that year, didn't they?
Yep. And I said,
100%.
I will not submit to that. I said, we are the GOP. I said, have you read the platform about the Second Amendment? Oh, I made a big stink about
Change
it.
venues.
I did too. Like,
Hey,
and
I
My
didn't go
wife-
because of it.
One more quick story on Clay. I remember going to a restaurant with him in Rapid City one night where we were at Stock Show
Longhorn
Rodeo.
restaurant.
Longhorn restaurant. They said no weapons. Clay's like, "What? That's not what your policy says. Let me talk to your people."
Well, what it said was because of South Dakota law, there's no firearms, no carrying of firearms or weapons in the building. Well, that wasn't a true statement because that was not the law in South Dakota. So I pulled over the gal. I said, I need to talk to a manager. We're sitting there. My wife, remember her? She's just rolling her eyes like, oh, great. Now, not again. And the guy comes over and goes, hey, I said, we got a problem here. Your sign up there says that according to South Dakota's codified law that we can't have. So then that's just not a true statement. So what's the deal here? Well, because we serve alcohol. No, 51% of your revenue, and I knew this, comes from food here, not alcohol. So therefore, we can carry if we'd like. He goes, well, why would you? I go, well, why wouldn't I?
And everybody with him was armed.
But then I got the real manager, remember?
Yeah.
Then the real manager come over and I explained as well, here, we're owned by Darko, which owns Red Lobster and all these restaurants. He says, I'll give you his number. I was like, I didn't think it was a real person. I called and I left a message. The guy, the CEO called me back the next day. I explained it to him and I said, well, what's the deal? He goes, well, when we opened it up, our lawyers told us this is what we should do. I said, well, that's not true. And I said, it's wrong. It was within what, a week? Maybe 2.
It was quick.
That sign was gone. The guy let me know it. He called me to let me know that it had been taken care of. And they had a new sign about pregnant women not drinking alcohol in its place.
Yeah.
That's reasonable.
See, that's when they had a rep in these 2 states that cared.
Yeah.
You know,
I pay zero attention to any of those stupid signs. And I like when I go in a restaurant, I just pull my jacket off. My hog leg is right there. Like I am not. Your little BS sign has absolutely no bearing on me, and I've never been questioned. I've never been questioned. I do tend to give the crazy eye to folks, like that crazy black guy. I give them that whole attitude. If I see one of them even thinking about coming over to my table, I just
turn that gat sideways on them.
Oh yeah,
there you go. I just if I was a rep and I'd see stuff like that, it'd just drive me insane. You know, Texas Roadhouse. I didn't even know it. That was in Rapid City too. And I happened to be in town. Did you see the new sign at Texas Roadhouse? I was like, what? This is no guns allowed. I said, huh? I called there. Well, we ate there a lot. That was kind of our hangout when I was doing things in the hill. And so I knew the manager. He goes, already being removed, Clay. He knew what I was calling.
Don't make no phone calls. We got it handled.
I said, well, what happened there? He goes, oh, he says it was it wasn't even the store that did it. It was some night manager threw it up there with no permission. But it made it to my phone within hours.
I'll tell you this too. Most of the places I go in for my networking, they have that same policy. They see me going up and down lifts and ladders, and I'm in the server room, and I got my jacket off. And I have never been kicked out of any office, of any server room, of like none of that. And it doesn't matter if I'm in Minnesota, and I'm a little more careful when I'm in Minnesota. And as a matter of fact, I try not to take a ton of jobs over there because it's a big headache. But anywhere else, I start talking Second Amendment with those folks. It's all uphill, man. Like we're a big fan. I have so many numbers from so many places that want to go shooting. They tell me where the range is out wherever in Montana and in South Dakota and like everywhere. And there are more people like us out there than you think.
They really are. Dave, I know you're on the road and we're getting up against time, but I'm guessing you run into a lot of that, especially having a CDL, don't you?
Oh yeah. A lot of times the concealed carry permit's on file. It doesn't matter where you go. It's attached to your driver's license. Supposedly it's not, but it certainly is. But I mean, a lot of the places, if you interact with law enforcement anywhere, you just stay cordial and friendly. For the most part, you got. I mean, some of the highway patrol, they're begging. Their dream job is Gestapo. I won't say any different. Yeah, I mean, they usually are not a big fan of me, digging out the book
North
and
Dakota
saying, this law is in black and white. Right. But I mean, North Dakota's not so bad. I know there's a lot of new cadets or whatever they want to go by now that signed up. I think there's like 15 or 16 new ones this year. And I really hope that they understand that the law is black and white and there ain't no gray spots. And I really hope that they keep that in their minds, because as fast as they got their job, I mean, they could quickly lose it for being wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I wish them the best of luck. I definitely have no cords against any of the law enforcement in the state. I know if this bunch probably portrays a different attitude, but I mean, I've met some pretty awesome officers over the years that were just trying to make sure things were on the up and up. So that I can't shit on them too hard. I've had a few that tried to give me gray areas right down to telling me what I couldn't haul in a trailer. And they learned real quick that I wasn't just another window licker,
Yeah, and that's why I wanted you to say something, because you're in a different world with a CDL. And then the CDLs with hazmat and different endorsements, as a private person like me or Vance or Leon, who has some good knowledge of what traffic laws are, if I've got time on my hands, I'll roll your window down about that far so they can hear you, and watch them demand you to roll it down, and you tell them to go pound sand. They don't like that. I always say, get a warrant.
Well, that's the whole thing is, as a civilian, you have rights. As commercial, you do not.
Right.
That's true. That's right.
And I hope people understand that, like, when I'm pulled over, I'm extremely nice.
It depends on how the officer presents to me.
It hasn't always been that way. I mean, and what you said right there is a big chunk of it. Like, if a cop back in the day when I had a little bit of a temper, my wife will tell you that the way they approach me, I'm giving you all that energy, buddy, all of it, and a little bit more. But now, I can't be a cop. There's no way I don't have the temperament for it. Like, I'd see some of these idiots out here, and I'd just call them in. Come here, dumbass. Come here. I need to talk to you. That would be my thing. I couldn't do it. But so I respect the badge. I respect what they have to go through. So I'll tell them, I am armed. I got the little one today. It's right here. And blah, this and that. And I got the 300 blackout back there under the seat. But everything is good. Everything is up to date. What do you need? That's me. And I find that more likely than not, they already know who I am. I have decals all over my truck, so they know. Right. And it's a good experience all the way around. And I don't think, and my wife can tell you that I don't think I've had a negative interaction with a police officer in almost 20 years. Like, it's pretty doggone good.
I mean, here's a phone and here's a stack of books that we have to carry, and this is the pocket version.
That's crazy.
We have the
phone has the e-logs on it where they track every move you make, don't it?
Oh, we're agricultural exempted, sir. Those can pound sand for the moment. And those that don't know what that regulation is, that's 395 1K1. Look it up. It's a fantastic regulation. It's the only one that gives you freedom.
But I can tell you that's right now. I mean, that could change overnight, especially if Trump don't get elected, or I should say, when Trump's gone and we don't get a good president, that'll go back. They'll get rid of it again.
I'm about to make the needle on the record screech pretty hard here. We've always had the agriculture exemption, and when Obama was in office, I know, time out. when Obama was in office, he created a group of regulation called MAP 21. In MAP 21, he extended the agricultural limit from 100-mile air radius to 150. Now, he also forced down our throats e-logs and all the other crap, and two consecutive, 8 a.m. times off. Like, he's really screwed the trucking industry. But he gave us a little crumb of goodness, and that was the exemption extension.
And that was pushed by big trucking companies that could either run partners, doubles, and had the manpower to do it. They wanted to put you little guys out of business. So that's why they said, yeah, go ahead. Because they can, what's that?
They're trying like hell.
It is. So, what do we do? Lose Vance? Evidently, his, he's older than me. He probably had to go to the bathroom. Couldn't hold
bladder. There
he is.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's do a parting shot. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, go, Dave.
No, Leon, go ahead. You're first.
You got it mixed up, man.
Okay.
Age before beauty.
Do we play the dozens on the Guns in the 701? You know how to play the dozens?
I guess not.
Okay, no. Anyway, James Comey got indicted again.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about that Friday on Blackbeard Logic, plus the whole host of things. And tune in Thursday, I think, is Open Range. Me and Perry Schumacher, we're going to chop up a ton of topics. So
awesome.
That's my shot.
Perfect. Vance, I'll just go next to you.
Love God, love family, love country, and love the outdoors. And join us Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. Central Time to love on God and love the outdoors.
Oh, absolutely. It's great. I love listening when I'm not sleeping because I've been up calving all night. So Dave, go for it, Dave.
Well, it's something. It's the mission statement for 701 Marksman. Get on ndssa.org.
Absolutely.
Look at the schedule. Look for the people. The phone numbers are there. It doesn't matter if you're a novice shooter, the greatest shooter on the planet. We have them all here. Come out and play with us. If you're shy, approach me. I'll gladly give up my rifle for the afternoon for you to go.
Well. All right. And for me, we got an echo in here now. What happened?
I think last Leon.
Yeah, there. And we'll try that there. I just clicked him out and that helped. Anyway, so I will be going on Friday morning, as I always do, on KFYR with Mitchell in the morning, 7:15 Mountain, 8:15 Central. That's actually closer to 20 after the hour. We go down a whole bunch of rabbit holes in a short period of time when you want to tune in for that. There's going to be some extra things coming out. I will tell you that we might be adding another show here. I don't know, maybe this summer, end of the summer, it kind of sounds like. So keep tuned to that. We'll see if that comes about. I'm kind of excited if it happens. So from a whole different part of the area. So be on alert for that. And like all these guys said, go hit the North Dakota Shooting Sports Association website. Join the NRA. Get involved. I'm going to be trying to bring in these politicians that are running, and especially the guys that are the underdogs, because there are people. The primaries right ahead, right? It's coming up. And let's face it, we got ballots already out. I already got mine in the mail, and they're going to be heading in. So we need to make this push, make it big, and do like we did in the last election. Make it too big to rig. And let's throw out the establishment. Let's throw them commies out of there. And let's bring some patriots in. And as you said, Vance, God controls it all. Love God, love Jesus. The only way to God's kingdom is going to be through Jesus Christ. And what a gift! What a gift, His sacrifice for all of us. So that's all I have, everybody. Stay tuned for upcoming programs and shows. I know that we're going to be doing a roundtable with Jamie. I think that'll be kind of fun. We'll be doing that here on the GAT701 network. And I enjoy everybody tuning in each and every week. Again, Tuesday nights right here at 7 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Central. With that, everybody, keep your powder dry and don't forget to pray each and every day and thank God for the blessings that we have. Catch everybody.